Hello, how's it going? You made it back again then, yeah? Alright, so tonight, guess what I'm going to be doing? A big, heavy compound movement. Shock horror, I know, surprise, I normally use pink dumbbells. Alright, yeah. So tonight is going to be a kind of deadlift support workout, kind of things that I do to support my deadlift. So this would be workout 3 in my cycle. As I said to you guys before, workout 1 is a big deadlift normally of some kind or another. Workout 2 is my traditional bodybuilding workout with my kind of pull downs, pullovers, cable rows, hammer strength, those sort of things. And then workout 3 is something that's going to support my deadlift. So it's a very important workout. And it's something that some of you guys might want to try yourself. So I have a kind of bucket of exercises that I dip into. But recently I've been focusing on the deficit deadlift, as you can see there. So I stand on a bumper plate and I will work up to something reasonably decent for probably a set of 5, thereabouts. After that, I like to do something that, best way I can describe it is something that kind of puts your upper back in a compromising position. Something that's going to make my shoulders want to roll forwards and I'm going to have to fight to stay upright. So normally that will be some kind of row, something like a T-bar row. Sometimes it might be a chest supported row. But tonight I'm probably going to do a T-bar row and work up to something pretty decently heavy on that. The idea will be, I'll be quite explosive with it, but I'm deliberately going to touch the ground and let my shoulders roll forward, and then I'm going to work on rolling them back and pulling in. So it's going to be that, and then that. Okay, and the idea is, the kind of reasoning behind it, the rationale behind it, is a lot of the time with the deadlift, I find there's 2 main areas a lot of people fail on, myself included. It's that drive off the ground. So the idea is putting in that extra range of motion really helps with that drive off the ground. And then also a lot of people, their upper back kind of rolls over and rounds forwards, and that just kind of throws you out the groove. So sometimes people will drive, you'll see their hips shoot up and their shoulders will roll forward. So all I'm doing my best to do is kind of combat that. And these are kind of ways of plugging the gaps. So yeah, it's going to be deficit deadlifts, more than likely T-bar rows, and then I'll probably throw in another type of row. I'm going to see how the first 2 exercises go, see how my lower back feels, and then I'll kind of make the decision later on. Anyway, that's the introduction, enough talk. Time to lift some weights. both legs. So that was my warm-up, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go to 340, and then 340 is where I'm going to put the work in. So I'll get my figure of 8 lifting straps on, get my brain together, get some reps. Okay, that was quite a lot of work. So worked up to 340 for 8. In my head I wanted 5. So I mean anything over that's a bonus. Do as much weight as you can for as many reps as you can is normally a pretty good marker for most people. within reason, without your form breaking down too much. I might have been able to grind out another one, but I'd probably end up with breaking my back, spinal and all of that. So yeah, 340 for 8, it's a good start. The deficit, I don't know, what's that, 1.5, 2 inches maybe? So not too bad. So the idea of the deficit is, when you come back to a regular deadlift, life's easy because you're just not pulling it as far. So the idea of today's workout is putting yourself in compromising positions, so when you go back to your kind of regular training, it's not too bad. Okay, so next I'm going to go on to some T-bar rows. I'm going to go reasonably heavy, probably any sort of 8-ish rep range. I'll work up to something pretty decent. I will be touching the ground and pulling it back in, and as I said, what I'm trying to do is get my shoulders almost around forwards and then pull it in. I understand using the 20 kilo plates isn't the greatest range of motion, but that's not necessarily what this is focused on. This is more kind of upper back, rear delts, traps, all that kind of stuff that often gets compromised in deadlifts. And as I said, it works for me. It might not work for you, but you know, don't knock it till you try it. It works pretty well for me. All right, anyway, I'm going to go and get some cardio in because I've got to strip this weight down. Man, that's long. As I said, if this YouTube thing takes off, I'm going to get my butler to come and do this for me. But at the moment, I'm poor, so I have to do it myself. Okay, so I'm starting on, I don't know what I'm starting on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plates. So, which might seem like a lot, but when you've just come off an 8 plate deficit, it feels okay, or hopefully anyway. So I'm going to touch the ground, split second pause, I'll power it up, but you'll see my shoulders almost round over a little bit, and then the idea is like kind of pulling my scapula back and pulling back into it. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Bang another plate on. Okay, put another one on. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 plates. So that was my kind of power T-bar rows, whatever, I don't even know what you want to call them, whatever, they were heavy. But I've done them for quite a few reps, so I was quite pleased. Again, it's going to get your spinal erector going, but as I said, I find it really compromises my upper back and makes me have to work to pull my scapula back, which does kind of cross over to deadlift. Okay, so lastly, anyway, I'm only going to do 3 sets of this. So this is a deficit cambered bar barbell row. Sounds very complicated, I know. So I'm a big fan of range of motion. Now I've done an extreme range of motion with the deficit deadlift. I've then done a quite short explosive range of motion with the T-bar. The 20 kilo plates just simply limit your range of motion. You can't pull very far. And if you try and stand on a pair of bumper plates, it just doesn't feel right, to be honest with you. So now I'm going to throw in another row, but with much more extreme range of motion. I get to pull my arms back that little bit further, as you'll see from the camber. You guys might have seen me use it on a bench press before, but it's really good for a row as well. Just going to get 3 sets in. I'm starting on 100 kilos, and then I'll probably go 140, and if I'm feeling gangster, 160, 180, maybe for a few reps. Right, time to work. So this is a slightly thicker bumper plate. Again, just getting an even greater range of motion. All right, 3 plates. Whew. 4 plates. Wasn't the prettiest, but it wasn't the best. But woo! 4 plate camber bar. I'll take that. Later. I'm tired now. As I said, you know how hard it is putting all those weights back. I've got about 2 minutes to do an outro because I've got a client coming in a minute. Because I live in the real world. I've got a job. I'm a teacher and a personal trainer. So literally, I've got a couple of minutes to say goodbye. Yeah, so hopefully you will have seen how I support my deadlift. Deficits, T-bars, just good basic meat and potatoes exercises. There's nothing particularly fancy in there. You know, it's about intention, hard work, range of motion where possible. But doing it safely, staying safe, I've made so many mistakes over the years. I can't begin to tell you, I've had so many back injuries and stuff. So deficits aren't necessarily for everyone. So if you are to do deficits, start very light, just like I did. I've only regularly incorporated deficit deadlifts into my workouts probably for about the last 3-4 years. I'd never really invested a massive amount of time in them, just simply because I wasn't very good at them, and I didn't get it, and my setup was wrong, and all sorts of things. So I just kind of gave up. Oh, it didn't feel right, gave up. But then I invested a bit of time, did a bit more experimenting with it, humbled myself, checked my ego at the door, and I think my very first deficit deadlift I did was probably about 140. Thereabouts. Not like I couldn't have pulled more, but I just taught myself the form, and then it went up to 180. And my best nowadays, I did it on a YouTube short actually. It's 360. I've done 360 for 5, so 340 for 8 was good. Long term goal, maybe 380 in the long term. As I said, my deadlifts are in quite a good place at the moment, so I think, having just got 340 for 8, I'd imagine within the next month or so, 380 will probably be there if I want it. But, you know, I'm not a slave to the program, as I keep on saying, and I listen to my body. I'm not competing, I'm just a big dude in my back garden, you know, doing stuff. So, thank you once again, as always. I can't say it enough. Thank you for all the likes, all the support, all the love. The channel's growing. We're up to, when I last looked, almost 300 subscribers. I think we're on 298 or something like that when I last looked, which is fantastic. Community out there is really nice as well. Barely getting any trolls. It's just like cool people who just are into lifting, which is exactly what I want. Hopefully I'm not putting out that negative energy. You know, people in the comments, some people are asking questions, some people are obviously, you know, trying to be smart asses or whatever, but, you know, I'm not putting that energy out there, I'm not entertaining it. I'm a big man, I'm in my mid-40s, I'm a dad, I'm a teacher, ain't got time for nonsense. And as I said, I'm not into the whole negativity thing. We're lifting a piece of metal from point A to point B. It ain't that serious, I keep on saying it. Love your lifting, enjoy your lifting. And we'll all get there. And as I said, I'm genuinely really grateful. There's a couple of you guys on there who are brilliant. I keep on going backwards and forwards with ego lifting. Sorry, your name has just escaped me. But I think I mentioned in a previous video, love the interactions. There's a really nice community out there. And I was answering someone's question as to, you know, why I lift and everything. Here's my client now. You can come on in, Sanjay. I'm just doing an outro.
Okay.
Just ignore this guy. He's just going to hang around in the background. Sanjay, go and stand in the background and wave. We're going to get him on camera.
I was locked out.
Oh, were you locked out? That's because I was doing an outro. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologise. He's just going to look very awkward. Yeah. Sanjay, are my weights fake?
Some of them over there.
Only the ones he uses are fake.
Yeah. The ones I use are real.
The ones, okay, yeah, fair enough. No, I just use a gravity machine. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
happens.
it.
I use the gravity machine. This is it right here.
And the police up here.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, I mean, Sanjay has known me a very, very, very long time. This is an impromptu thing. I'm making him feel very embarrassed. And he knows what I've been through and how long. And Sanjay also remembers me as a younger man, when I was maybe not quite as calm as I am now. I'm a little more zen as I've got older. And genuinely training really just kind of turned me around and has really helped me in more ways than I can imagine. And hopefully you guys can help you guys too. Anyway, I'm going to go and train this guy because he's got muscles to grow and all that stuff. So in a bit later. Sanjay, wave goodbye. There you go.
Already did.
That's funny.